The Russian Air Force has been bombing Syria since September. They say they're going after the Islamic State group, but many Western analysts say they're mostly targeting other groups opposed to Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. The problem is it's hard to know just what is happening if you're not there on the ground yourself, and few journalists dare to go. Our observer Rami was one of the brave young Syrians who risked their lives 4 years ago to tell the world about the uprising against Assad. Now he has decided to go back to Aleppo, a key battleground between Assad and the moderate rebels. He wanted to know why the Russians are bombing the city.
I have seen no sign of any factions, fundamentalist or extremist factions in Aleppo. And of course that includes ISIS. The city is surrounded by both regime forces on one side and ISIS on another side, although it does have a route out to Turkey. However, both sides, both Assad and ISIS, are trying to cut these routes off and surround the city.
Rami asked local residents whether they had seen fighters from the Islamic State inside their city.
بيقولوا انه داعش مسيطرة على حلب وهذا السبب اللي بيصير ضرب طيران بحلب، صح الكلام؟ شيء مستحيل. ما في داعش هون؟
ما في عندنا حدا اسمه داعش.
وفي ضرب طيران هون؟
نعم في ضرب طيران.
مين اللي عم يضرب؟
الطيران الروسي.
حلب لا ما عندنا نحن دواعش صور.
طب الطيران عم يضرب هالمناطق؟
عم يضرب ايه؟
مين اللي عم يضرب؟
الطيار الروسي.
الطيران بالحال مدني بضربه، وين بتلاقي مدني بتلاقي طيران.
هون ما في داعش؟ ما في داعش.
طلع فرق في واحد بجيبي مثلا.
داعش مو موجودة هون؟ طب ليش عم يضربوا معناتها هي المنطقة؟
بسبب وجود الجيش الحرب، بحجة وجود داعش عم يضربوا المنطقة.
Aleppo, on average, every day witnesses between 10 to 15 airstrikes. There are free response units for the civil defense because of the fact that usually there are numerous attacks at one time. These attacks are totally random. They're landing in markets, very populated areas, sometimes killing up to 50 people in one airstrike.
Rami makes the point that if the Islamic State were in Aleppo and he were asking questions about them, they would have killed him. So if they're not there, why are the Russians helping the Assad regime bomb the city?
The excuse of fighting ISIS has been an excuse since the very beginning, whereas there is an opposition to the Assad regime, which is more credible compared to ISIS. The aim is to bring down these forces before ISIS is brought down. The morale of the people here in Aleppo is very low at the moment. It's very distraught. There's propaganda led by Assad that these areas are infected with terrorists and fundamentalist groups, and that almost being adopted by the international community and allowing these airstrikes to continue on civilian populated areas has left the people here thinking about freedom and democracy and human rights are just phrases.